Hello everyone. Today we all are here to discuss about communication and specially we'll focus to nonverbal communication. Communication is a word which is derived from the Latin term communico or communicare, which means to share, to transmit, to exchange with each other. As we are the social animals and we are living in a society, we are conversing with each other anytime, and mostly as communication is a part of our daily life, we all are going through it every bit second. As communication is a factor which we are deliberately we are going to give the sender, receiver, channel and message. These four factors we are going to deal with communication. And who is a sender? Sender who sends the message or source of any message is a sender. And who is a receiver? Who receives the message or who gives the feedback to the sender. A sender or a receiver may be a person or may be any organization, we may call it. So as here today I am going to speak about communication. Here some outlines I am giving here, that we will first discuss on what is communication. So first, all of you, before we will start this communication, you observe this picture. Here we are seeing two kids. Two kids are here going to communicate with each other. How they are communicating? In our childhood, you see, all we are going to play with these two mic-like structures, and the hole is within. The one kid is speaking and another kid is receiving here, and one small wire is there. So one is speaking and other is listening. Here both are going to do the communication. So here what we are saying, that here one channel, the wire. What is this wire? The wire is the channel or the medium. And nowadays the channel or medium are various types. The channel may be oral, maybe it is written, maybe it is telephonic, maybe it is electronics. And now most of us, we are being acquainted with the digital communication, and these are the electronic media. We are doing WhatsApp chats, we are doing telephonic messages, we are doing email, we are going with the emails, WhatsApp chat, Instagram, all these, Twitter, all these types of communication mediums are there, which is a part of our communication. So now we'll go with the types of communication. What are the types? The types of communication, mostly as we are going with two types of communication. One is your verbal communication, another is your non-verbal communication. What is verbal communication? You see, verbal communication speaks about when we are oral and written communication, we are dealing with verbal. So what is oral? Oral communication may be face-to-face conversation. It may be the telephonic conversation. It may be the debate. It may be in the seminar or conferences we are dealing with each other. So all these are the oral communication, and this verbal communication also deal with the written communication, which also written communication deals with notice, letters, there is the chat, it is email, All these things we are dealing with the verbal communication. Then we'll go to the non-verbal communication. What is non-verbal communication? Non-verbal communication is that when we are conveying any message without any word to speak or to convey our emotions or any information we are giving, that is known as your non-verbal communication. So, what is the non-verbal communication? Mostly we are not dealing with any words. It is the action of our body parts, or we are saying it as body language. With our hands, with our legs, with our face, with our eye, mouth, everything we are going to. And 24 hours we are saying substantially when we will say, when we compare both the verbal and non-verbal, 24 hours we are dealing with our non-verbal communication. Non-verbally we are dealing the communication, and what we are going to non-verbally. So mostly now we'll go to the difference between the verbal and non-verbal communication. So what is verbal communication? Verbal communication is a discontinuous process. How we are going to speak it is a discontinuous. At any time we are not speaking or we are not writing with each other. It is a discontinuous process. Sometimes we are being silent or with, but in the non-verbal communication we are speaking. Now you see, all of you, you are seeing I am talking, I am giving my lecture, and my hands are moving. Not I am only speaking, my facial expression is going on, my hands are going on. So it is a continuous process. And in the night also, we are in our dreams, we are smiling, many times we are smiling, we are going, any expressions we are showing with our dreams also. So we are saying it is a continuous process as compared is a verbal communication is a discontinuous process. And also second we will say that it is verbal communication is always joined with the non-verbal. What I have already said, that when I am speaking, I am moving my hands, I am showing my facial expression. So it cannot go alone. It is going with the non-verbal communication. But non-verbal communication doesn't need any verbal communication. It can go alone with himself, only without saying any word, without saying any sentence. You can convey your emotions, you can convey your expressions, you can convey anything. Okay. Then it is a dynamic process. It is non-verbal communication is a dynamic and spontaneous process as compared to verbal, because in the verbal communication we have to think before we are going to speak anything, we have to think. But in the non-verbally, spontaneously we can show our emotions. If we want to cry, if anything we feel that, or anyone we are seeing and we are very happy, we are going to spontaneously, we are going to hug anyone, we are to smile anyone, we are to handshake with anyone. So any non-verbal action. So as compared, verbal communication is not so spontaneous. I am not saying so spontaneous as compared to non-verbal communication. So it is a difference we have seen. And another one I must say, that in the non-verbal communication we can clearly, we can understand, we can make, the sender can understand, or it may make understanding to the receiver what he or she wants to speak with the non-verbal actions. As one example I could say that one is very happy, I am very happy to see my friend, I can show with this non-verbal action by going to hug with. But in the verbal communication, maybe we cannot interpret our communication. We can interpret our words, what we want to convey or what we want to speak. Next, I could say the same thing, that is what is non-verbal. Then specially we, as I have said, we will specially focus on to the non-verbal communication in this lecture. So what is non-verbal communication? Non-verbal communication which conveys the information and emotions, feelings without any words to the receiver, and both the sender and the receiver both are working in the non-verbal communication but without words and without any sentence. Then we will go to the non-verbal codes. So what is this non-verbal code? Non-verbal codes are the methods or ways to make the non-verbal communication. How we are communicating non-verbally with each other. As both the sender and the receiver, they are the main part of communication. So how we are going to speak this? These are some methods, and the researchers, they have in the n number of ways are there, but specifically as a day-to-day life we are dealing with all these communications or the non-verbal codes. So they are mostly paralanguage, kinesics, posture, proxemics, eye gaze, appearance and haptics. So one by one we will go through this, and I will give the some bit clear to all these non-verbal codes. So here first we will go with the paralanguage. What is paralanguage? The word only here speaks, it is one para and language. The language is there. Language means we are not dealing with the words here. We are dealing with the tone of voice, pitch, inflection, and here we are dealing with the sounds. So paralanguage, mostly when I am crying, that voice conveys the information. I am shouting to anyone, it conveys why I am shouting. The receiver can understand why I am shouting to anyone. If I am saying, emphasizing any word, do it, that means do it means I am emphasizing that I want, I am giving the order, that means here emphasize. And I am whispering to anyone, I am going, not dealing with whispering, then I am making a sigh of relief, sigh of relief. Then if I am injured, suddenly coming, ouch, this is here paralanguage. No meaning is there in the dictionary. We are not going to find anything in the dictionary, but these are the language. These are a sound, this is a tone of voice. It is known as your paralanguage. And with these vocal identifiers, it is the shout, sigh, whisper, and all these things what I have already told, we are dealing or we are using it to convey our information, to convey our emotions for non-verbal communication. Okay. Then we'll go to kinesics. It is a big part. Kinesics is a very important factor in the non-verbal communication. So what is kinesics? Kinesics is a body language. It deals with the body language and mostly deals with the facial expression, it's the gesture, and it is the eye behavior, or we may call it as in the communication language as oculesics. Mostly this kinesics, from where this word is coined, this particularly this word is being derived by one famous anthropologist, Ray L. Bardwhistle. In the year 1950, he has coined this word, and he has done many research about the facial expression, gesture and eye behavior, and he has seen that most of the time we are doing our non-verbal communication with all these things. So facial expression, first we will go to this facial expression. You know, all of you, we are having 7,000 facial expressions. As researchers speak, we are having 7,000 facial expressions. We are not counting it, but mostly from that 7,000 facial expressions, we are dealing 7 universal facial expressions we are doing. Then what are they? They are the happiness, sadness, it is the fear, it is the surprise, it is the anger, it is the disgust, and also it is okay, fear, smile, disgust, happiness, sadness, and angry. Okay. So here in the picture, all of you see all the 6 universal non-verbal communication or the facial expressions I am showing here. So how the eyes are like, okay. So here in the one I am saying as example, one surprise, the last one, first bit last one, you see the wide open eyes and open mouth to see anything. If I am so happy, I have seen my friend, I am so happy, I say raise cheek with the smile, I am going to show my happiness to him. So facial expression is a very important factor to convey the non-verbal communication between the sender and the receiver. Then coming to the gesture. What is gesture? The gestures are nowadays, it is very important in the anywhere, in the workplace also, and in outside also, we have to maintain the gesture. So here the gesture, when in the non-verbal communication, if we want to greet anyone, we are doing handshake. So if we are doing, we are departure, for the departure or welcome, we can wave our hands. And if I am saying to anyone, I am pointing my feet to any. And in the one very interesting thing, you all know that in the western part, in the index finger, both in the palm, we are showing here for peace or victory. This is also gesture. We are not saying, only we have to show this. This is the peace or victory. It is a very good gesture. If we are achieving or if we have achieved anything, we have to show this, or we have to show our if any piece is a on piece also we have got, we have to show this. Then coming to the eye behavior or oculesics. Eye is one important part in the non-verbal communication. In the eye, we are going to show many types of things. From the eye, you can know, any receiver can know if what I am thinking, if I am hesitating to talk, if I am interested to talk with you, if I don't want to speak, anything. When we are going to, from the eye, we can know. So the love, care, sympathy, affection, hesitation, hostility, all these we can know from the eye behavior or oculesics. Okay. Then we will go to posture. So what is a posture? Now posture is very important part in the workplace. We must show a good posture. We have to. What is a posture? First of all, we know what is a posture. It's a posture is our carriage of the body as a whole, or our position of the limb position of the limb means how we are sitting, how we are standing, how we are lying. All these we are saying as posture. A good posture gives the good appearance. A good posture gives confidence. A good posture gives you the ability to speak. And the posture mostly it gives confidence to anyone, maybe the sender, maybe the receiver. Then we'll go to the posture. Mostly posture is not one English word, it comes from the Latin term ponere. Okay, ponere, it means to place or to take rest. Okay. Then we'll go to very important and interesting part of nonverbal communication. It is proxemics. Proxemics. What is this proxemics? Proxemics is the perceiving of personal space between the sender and the receiver. Most of us, we are not understanding what is this. What is this maintaining distance between each other? How we are going to maintain distance? And particularly as all we are the educated persons, we must know how we will maintain distance between each other. And that study of personal space between the sender and the receiver is known as proxemics. So here we all are the human beings being divided into some parts. Some people we are being intimate, some people we are dealing with our socially, some are personal, some are also okay. So what is the intimate space? Here, as researchers, they have made it into 4 categories. One is your intimate space, it is personal space, social space, and public space. So, for our easy understanding and to maintain that space, they have given one number. So, intimate space, which we deal with mostly the close friends, with our husband, wife, maybe the siblings, with our parents. When we are dealing with them, we are making intimacy. We are not maintaining that distance, and that distance, the researchers they are saying it may be 6 inch to 8 inch. So close to each other. Then it's the personal space. What is personal space? Personal space speaks about the maybe neighbors, relatives we are dealing with. The personal space, it is 1.5 to 4 feet. We have to maintain that distance when we are communicating with each other. That is the correct thing to maintain. Then we'll go to social space. So what is social? Socially we are attached with many one. Doctor, teachers, in the colleagues we are dealing with. It is social space, that is 4 to 12 feet. Then public space may be known or may be unknown. When the leaders they are giving speech in the dais, they are maintaining 12 feet or more. Okay. So we have to know the proxemics. Particularly it is very useful for the non-verbal communication. Then we'll go to eye gaze. Eye gaze, it is the, I have already said, eye is an important part in the non-verbal communication and it plays a vital role. Here eye gaze or eye movement, I have showed many types of eyes. Is the sleeping eye, is the closed eye, blinking eye, round eyes, many types of eyes, and all these eyes are speaking many things. If also we are not saying it in words, they can speak with what we intend to say or what we want to convey the information. So here one small example, only one example I could say here, it is the blinking of an eye. When we are blinking an eye means I am saying to the receiver that maybe the what words I am saying it is a lie. It is a blinking. In the second, it is the steady eye contact. If I am going to listen steadily, my eye is there, that means I am an active listener. I am trustworthy. I am honest to the listener, or I am saying what I am saying, it is truth. So Like this, all speaks or all conveys the informations, non-verbal communication between the sender and the receiver. Then we'll go to next part. It is the haptics. Haptics, it is also a very important part. Haptics, it is the study of touch between the sender and the receiver. So when we are patting to anyone, it shows the sympathy, or it shows the encouraging. I am encouraging anyone, and mostly the mother and baby, they are showing the best example of haptics. It is showing the care, it is the affection, it is the love, it is the nurturance. Everything we are going to get with only the patting. Okay. And here also handshake. If we are going to make handshakes, that means I am so happy to greet you, I am welcoming you. So touch speaks what we want to convey or what we want to express to the receiver, and also the both the sender and the receiver could know with the touch only. Then it is the appearance. So appearance is a very important part in our daily life. Wherever we go, if we are going to party, our appearance is different. If we are coming to an interview, our appearance is different. If we are going for to play, our appearance is different. Appearance, and through the appearance one could know about the mentality, what we want to convey, and the clothing, hairstyle, choice of color, all these are the mediums which we are doing for the appearance, and it speaks many things to convey our information. So now, so all these are the part of the non-verbal communication we have discussed. Then at last I could say, how we'll maintain this non-verbal communication, or how we'll make the effective non-verbal communication. We have to avoid sound, we have to be gentle, and when we are going to anywhere, we must be rigid, we should smile, we should give a, if both the sender and the receiver, they are talking with each other, we must not sound, we give only a nod. So this type of things many are there to make the effective non-verbal communication. So next class we will go for another part of communication. Thank you.